Hi, hello everyone. Am I audible to all of you? Hello everyone. Swati. Hello, hi everyone. A very good evening to all of you. So, am I audible to all of you? Can you please click and let me know in the chat box? Can you please write it if I am audible to all of you? Great, great, great. Thank you. So, as we do every week, like first half an hour, I will be taking the session, and after 6:30, I will hand it over to Vivek sir. So, welcome everyone. So, we will start in 1 or 2 minutes because what is happening is that more and more people are joining in right now. So, we will start at 6. Thank you. So, this week was very crucial, like what we discussed last week, that if it is below 50, 14,760, if Nifty was below, it would turn bearish, and we can see that apart from the first couple of days, what happened is that Nifty was very bearish, and today was the inside day. So we will discuss. Let all others arrive. Any special observation from anyone in terms of market this week? All of you? Any special observation in terms of market this week? What you what was special you noticed in the market, or what was special you thought that worth mentioning in the market this week? Yes. Market looks like range bound. No, market doesn't looks like it is range bound. Market looks like it is bearish. Today market was range bound, obviously, but overall it was bearish. Yes, market pulled back to 0.618 retracement level, but yet market is not given any sign of reversal from here. So before going into Nifty and Bank Nifty, what we will do, we will start with the global backdrop at this moment. Okay. Yes, yesterday was volatile. If you remember last time, what we saw is that the expiry week was also very volatile. So volatility has been the flavor of the season, I would say, in the expiry months for last two series. So as we discussed, we will start with the global backdrop that we intend to take. Now, what happened is that in the last week we had seen that after hitting high of around 32,700, 800, the Dow Jones actually started correcting, and Dow Jones actually pulled back to this level of just a second. Just a second. Yeah, so this is the Dow Jones chart. As you can see that this week, what has happened is that today's trading is still remaining. It has more or less pulled back after hitting high of around 33,000 last week. It has pulled back. It has gone to mid Bollinger and it is moving up. So overall, global backdrop is quite nice. If you have seen the PMI data of USA and the uh, Europe last yesterday, they were also quite bullish for the month of March. Now, let us look at the bond yield, because this was the scare that actually had put our market into crisis, and you can see that the bond yield after hitting high of 1.77, it had actually cooled off and it had come to 1.58, and there was hope that it could actually cool off from here, but you can see it is again bouncing from the mid Bollinger region, and there is a possibility that it can again go towards this level because the trend is up. You can see the trend is up in this US 10-year yield, and there is a possibility that it will again go to 1.75, 1.76 if it crosses 1.68 kind of a level. Now, let us look at the US dollar index. Now, US dollar index did not see any correction. If you see that though the bond yield had corrected in between, the US Dow Jones Industrial Average had corrected quite a bit, but US dollar index is something which had remained very bullish throughout the time period. Now, why this happened? We have to understand that the COVID cases all across the globe has been increasing very steadily. Now, we at the bottom of the COVID scare, let me look at the COVID chart because this is very important to understand the nature of the movement in the dollar index. Now, this is the COVID curve. If you can see, we had once dropped to a level of less than 5 lakh cases a day, or rather less than 4 lakhs, and here we were less than 4 lakhs. Now, we have started going above this 5 lakh cases again, and we are closing into 6 lakhs. So, I am going to yesterday's figure, you will find we have crossed 6 lakhs. So we are again nearing the peak of 750, and we are slowly moving. And especially if we talk about India, like last week, if you remember, we were at 31,000, and within a week we have doubled. And possibly there is a possibility that by the time we meet next week, and we will again see it spiking up towards 1 lakh. And especially as elections are there in states, in 5 states, there is a possibility that in these states, because there is a lot of gathering happening, that a lot of people may suddenly get infected. But the better thing is that you can see that though the level of infection has doubled in 1 week from 31,000 to 59,000, the death rate is quite low compared to past. And what is happening is that though the cases have increased, but what is happening that at the same time vaccination is going on. So overall, there is no news of lockdown in general. Now, due to these COVID things, what happened is that this dollar index, which thought that okay, things are again going to fall apart because the Dow was also correcting, India was also correcting, everything was correcting. So people thought that everything will again fall apart. So what happened is that there was risk of, and due to this risk of, what happened is that the dollar index started strengthening. The dollar index is today's candle so far, though the day is not yet over, are looking like a candle which will not, so far it is looking like a little bit overbought, and possibly it can actually halt by 92.7, 92.8, and which is a crucial zone. If you see the past levels, these 92.7, 92.8 are very crucial zones. So if it starts fall, there is a possibility that it can correct to 92 kind of a level, 91.8, 92 kind of a level. It can correct to if this is there. Though it has just nudged over this trend line earlier, but it is yet to close once above this. So there is a possibility that until and unless there is very big bearishness in terms of because the global data is also positive, US data was positive, global data was positive, so US market is moving higher. So there is a possibility that dollar index would cool down. Let me look at also the crude oil chart here. So if I'm looking at the WTI crude oil, I will see that it has corrected a bit due to this strength in dollar index and due to the COVID scare also. So now the situation is like that. As long as it is below 62, it is yet not bullish. There is a possibility it can come to 40, 54, 55 due to this COVID scare. But once it again start trading above 62, it will possibly again head towards 68. So things are on balance because uh, if the dollar index corrects, it can go towards 68. So in this backdrop, you can see that every week on week we are more dependent on the global indices, and we are not directly uh, dependent on the our markets fundamentally. So that's why we need to look at all these parameters very crucially. And gold is again near very important support. I would say this level, if you remember at 1680, I told you that this was very good weekly support. If it corrects to again 1700, it is possibly a very quite a good buy, and possibly it can again move towards this 1860, 1866 level. So this is the backdrop of our market right now. Now let us look at the market in itself. So before going to the Nifty, because I would talk about Bank Nifty a little bit because it is more interestingly poised at this moment. So if I am going to the weekly chart of Bank Nifty, you can see we came very close to the uh, weekly mid Bollinger and we bounced from here. Now at this moment, what where we are is that 32.8 above 32.800. It is, I would consider it as a bullish, and I would like to take a counter trend bullish trade if it uh, trades above 32,800. So suppose back if it falls near 32, 33,000, 33,000, 32,900, there is a possibility of good buy. And if we are doing it through calls instead of doing it through futures, then our stop loss should be something around 32,400. So with a 2% kind of a stop loss, if Bank Nifty falls a little bit, one can aim for 4-5%, like 1,000 to 1,800 points in the Bank Nifty in terms of 35,500. It can come. That's five week high EMA. So it can go towards that. So remember that scenario in mind. And also you can see in weekly time frame, the Bank Nifty is the RSI is also quite above the 60 around. So there is a possibility it can bounce. In terms of daily chart, you can find that well, I'm expanding it a little bit. It is not exactly hammer, but a kind of a candle with a big lower tail formed near this, and this important level, which was earlier the resistance zone. So this may act as a support and a bouncing back, bouncing launching pad of a bounce of 1800 to 2000 points in Bank Nifty. So this can happen. So for next year, next week, when again it is a very truncated week, you remember, because Monday you have Holi, and I don't know, but 2nd April, that is Friday, there is another holiday. So another trading holiday. So Monday and Friday we are not trading. We are only trading 3 days in between. So this is a very truncated series, and the next series is also truncated. Okay. So what will happen is that the option premiums would be on the lower side. So one can play for the bounce if the global market is in sync. Because especially as we have seen, there is a possibility of dollar index to correct. So possibly global market will be going gung ho, and as it will be near to the monthly PMI data release, so it can happen that all the markets become a little bit bullish. So Bank Nifty near 32,800, it can be a buying zone, and probably it will go towards 35,000, 35,400, probably. Now, if it breaks this level of 32,300, 400, or 32,200, then a lot downside will open up, possibly these levels. Uh, 30,700 or possibly this 29,800 would open up below 32,200, but which doesn't look like an immediate scenario because it looks to me an overextended uh, at a straight downtrend. There should be a bounce. I think there can be a bounce, more probability of a bounce. Now let me go back to the Nifty chart once again. Now look at this chart. See, uh, uh, this chart, you can see a beautiful channel so far. So kind of a channel is being forming. So there is a possibility that if this low is held, that is 40,250 to 20 kind of zone is held, possibly we are heading towards 40,800. So this is a wide range, but these days markets are trading in a wide range. And possibly if there is a momentum further in the earning season, we can move towards 50,200 also. So we have to remember, but in the case of Nifty, you have to, this is the daily chart. Let me go to the weekly chart once again. So you can see there is a good bit of support 14,100 if it corrects a little bit also in terms of weekly mid Bollinger, and there is a possibility that this there is a bounce because we can see though it is correcting, there is a it is above the RSI is above 50 level, and possibly after this kind of a fall we can see a bounce. Okay, again remember this is a truncated week, so we will react to the overnight Q. So as of I am talking about the indices, only one index looks to me in a very good shape, and that is Nifty Metal. All other indices are in a bearish phase. So Nifty Metal, this is the weekly chart. As you can see, the lower levels are getting rejected. So possibly we are in a commodity super cycle, and possibly we will see higher levels in CNX metal. Okay. So let me look at stock charts individually, and I'm shifting to daily chart for that. The most bullish stock right now in this is possibly Tata Steel. Okay, Tata Steel and JSW Steel. Okay, so this is the Tata Steel chart. You can see possibly the kind of momentum it is having. I have a feeling that it will again cross 784. Any pullback towards 734, the mid Bollinger, you should look to buy with the 2-3% kind of a stop loss, or you can buy if it crosses 784. So Tata Steel is looking bullish. JSW Steel is also looking very bullish. Okay, so you can see it is in a very bullish mode. So above 455, if it goes, it can have a bullish move. The stock that has turned around is Hindalco. Okay, so if I'm talking about Hindalco, it has turned around, tried to turn around, but try to buy Hindalco only if it sustain above 340. Okay, 340 or 344, because then there can be a higher side breakout. Otherwise, it will again face a resistance in 336 and turn down. Next stock that I'm going to look is Jindal Steel and Power. So this is the stock. Again, you can see if it sustain above 330, it is possibly going to go towards 354. So this is the way these things are stacked up. Other stocks are not in such a bullish mode that I can discuss many stocks today. I will try to repeat few of the stocks that I discussed last week only because there has been no change in position. So one is Mindtree. As you can see, this Mindtree stock. Just a second. Yeah, Mindtree Limited. So it is waiting for a breakout in a very narrow flagship correction. It is going up and probably about 2050, 2045 or 2050 it will again turn bullish and move higher. Okay, so Mindtree is bullish. Now another stock is Grasim. Again, I discussed this stock last week. This week the breakout happened, but it pulled back to the mid Bollinger and bounced from there, possibly above 1434, 1435. It will uh, face a breakout this week. But as crude oil is correcting, two stocks are looking very good. One is Berger Paints. So you can see after a lot of time, this stock is coming into life. If I'm talking about range like this, if you can see a range like this range is actually, so this range is being breached and it is possibly moving higher side, possibly above 770. It will again go towards 820, 830. Similarly, the stock of Asian Paints, you can see there is a possibility of a up move that is forming up, and if the stocks is able to move over to 2570, there can be a breakout above this swing high. It can go again towards 28, 2700, 29. One stock which we discussed last week is DFC, and I will go to the weekly chart again for this. Just a second. So you can see that this week also it dipped a little bit below this weekly mid Bollinger Bills had closed above. Now I don't think that it should be bought on decline. Rather, if there is a breakout above this 2580, it should be bought and possibly it can go towards 2800, 2900. So not buying it at right now. Weekly RSI is above 50 and it has pulled back. The stocks which are in ultimate bullish mode are Adani Group stocks, all the Adani Group stocks. Adani Enterprise, see, I'm moving to the daily chart. And I was talking to Vivek sir about all these stocks that, see, whenever they pull back to these lows of 935, 945, from there it can again go towards recent high of 1100. So these stocks are in very bullish mode. Adani Enterprise, Adani, Total Gas, all the stocks. Just a second. Adani Total Gas, you can see there is a bit of consolidation after an up move and then it breaks out. So look at if it breaks above 976 and the breakouts can give you good returns. Okay, so I am also marking it here for all of you. Adani Ports, which as a trade I gave to all of you uh, this week in the EAP. So when I gave it from 711, it went up, but again it can go up. So above 770, if there is a breakout, look into it. Adani Transmission. Last is Adani Green. Okay. So see, on the verge of a breakout. So anything move above 895, one should buy it on this high momentum stocks in breakout. So even though the market is correcting, these stocks are in a bullish zone of their own. So Adani Transmission is here. Last is Adani Green. I will discuss three more stocks and hand it over to Vivek sir after that. Three more stocks. So it has corrected. See, it has come to the mid Bollinger. Now it stays above mid Bollinger 1190. One should buy. I will put a alert, and it can go towards decent high of 1330 in 1 or 2 days. So such is the momentum in this stock. Have always have a stop loss of 3-4% in this kind of stocks because they are highly fast moving, and once they start moving in your direction, they can give you 14-15% in couple of days. Okay, so just a second. So this was 1350. Okay, let me put an alert crossing up 1350. Correct. Okay. So the next stocks, two stocks I want to discuss are from chemical segment. So Tata Chemical is again in spite of the market bearishness, this is a very bullish stock. If you can see that this consolidation is actually ending and it is moving above 800, it can be a buying opportunity. I don't generally discuss the selling opportunities in our this session because the fact is that most of our participants are not full-time traders. Okay, for full-time traders we have TMP and we discuss stocks on the sell side also. But if you are not a full-time trader, if you cannot hold derivative position overnight, then there is no point delving into stocks which are in derivative segment. So even in a correcting market, I'm trying to find opportunities which are bullish. So this is Tata Chemical. You can see another stock is this alkyl amines. See, pull back to the mid Bollinger. These stocks can be bought, and you can see kind of movements they have. So near to the mid Bollinger or 5361 or 5268 in this zone, these stocks can be bought, and these stocks actually can move very fast. So any chemicals stock, if we can see, are having this kind of. There was another in the Nifty F&O. Just a second. Deepak Nitrite, right? So Deepak Nitrite. So again, pull back in a. You can see that in spite of market bearishness, these stocks are holding, and all the cement stocks, as I saw, Grasim. You can look at ACC. So as I discussed, the physical commodity stocks like chemicals, this cement, this ACC you can see, Ultratech you can see, there is no bearishness in all these stocks, the metal stocks, the physical commodity space, that is the metals, the chemicals, because due to Corona, what will happen? The plants will close actually. Many of the plants will be forced to close. Now, the, these chemicals or these cements or steels, these are required because the economy will move forward because there is need for personal mobility, there is need for better houses, bigger houses. So the demand for the cements, the chemical, the paints, so all the stocks that are at present are bullish. You can see are all that we have discussed: the paints, the chemicals, alkyl amines, Deepak Nitrite, the cement space, the ACCs, the Ultratech cement, the graphene. Okay, and another we discussed the paint segment, the steel segment, the Hindalco. Uh, Vedanta was also bullish, but there is corporate action going on. So all these stocks, I think Vedanta can turn bullish from here. So all these stocks which are in physical commodities in some way or other are looking bullish. Banks can jump, but they are not in a bullish phase, and none of the other sectors are in a bullish phase, except I said that Mindtree in the IT segment. You keep an eye on the stock. Now I will take few of the questions, and after maybe 5 minutes, I will hand it over to Vivek sir. So here Tejbir Singh ji has a question. So for taking derivatives position in stocks, you had once on Telegram channel given some key points to keep in mind, especially for exit. Please take session on execution of position, both entry and exit for stock derivative. Yes, we can consider that. We have noted this Tejbir Singh. We can take a session on that. There is a question uh, of Arun Augustine ji. And sir, in day trading, advisable? If so, please share strategies, teachings for day trading so as to generate income at a regular intervals going behind different stocks each day. Sir, there has been so many webinars and just a second. First, day trading is a high intensive job. If you are full time trader, you can do day trading, and there are numerous trading strategies that are discussed in form of webinars. You have access to 12 webinars. So there are numerous strategies discussed. I have in the TMP discussed 3-4 strategies myself, and you can apply them also. Vivek sir has his own strategies, but not necessarily intraday. So intraday is not advisable, I won't say, but if you are not a full-time trader, it is not as advisable. And there is no dearth of strategy. The important point is focusing on any particular strategy, mastering on it. You can explore the kitty of intraday strategies that are available in form of webinars in the e-learn markets. What is driving the FPI selling? So the FPI selling is driven by the FPI is foreign portfolio investor. It is driven by the rising dollar. As the dollar rises, then due to that the money become expensive. Okay, so if they are invested in terms of rupees in other countries, and if the value of dollar rises, then it becomes very important for them to actually book some amount of profit, because people are in profit uh, if they have invested in lower levels. So they are booking. So here Vivek Kumarji is asking, I am part of Stockage Club, not familiar with your chart setup. Can you please share your 5 EMA high, low EMA in charts? Sir, it is very simple. I am telling you in 1 minute. Okay. So basically, uh, what I use is that when stocks start 5-day high EMA, 5-day low EMA, I use this setup. So how to do this? You put simple EMA here, and in the input, I put low, and in the other one I put high. Now, if I find a stock is continuously closing above this 5-day high EMA, I I generally consider that it is in a very high momentum move, and there is good point not booking profit early because it can move higher. The moment it starts closing within this 5-day high EMA, I would rather exit the long position. Similarly, if I am looking for a short trade and I can continuously see that price is closing below 5-day low EMA, so I will not book profit early. I will hold the position for longer period of time. But if I am in a situation when price is closing within these two bands, so what will happen is that price will be rather range bound. So I use this to actually find the momentum of the market. If it is closing within this, though there is a down move, this is not a high momentum down move. But if it is closing below this, it is a high momentum down move that will take price very low within quite soon. Okay. So compare is there, because if you want to compare stocks, because if I tell you that right now, one is that you can use the relative strength, but if you don't want to use the relative strength, suppose I want to compare Tata Steel with ACC with maybe Tata Hero Motor Corp. Okay, so in the comparison segment, if I put a Hero Motor Corp, just a second, so it will see. So right now, this is the Hero MotoCorp. It is comparing the price movement. So as I can see that the ACC price is going up and it is going down. If I go to the chart of maybe Tata Steel, it will be a very good thing to compare. So if you can see, if I compare to Tata Steel, you can see a reverse movement in it. When the Hero Moto, when Tata Steel is going down, you can see Hero MotoCorp going up, because steel is a major component of the as a commodity into the stocks of the cars. So you can see when Tata Steel is falling, basically Hero MotoCorp is going up, and when Tata Steel is actually moving up, Hero MotoCorp is going down. So you can find similarly, maybe if I talk about Asian Paint, go to Asian Paint and instead of comparing with Hero MotoCorp, if I compare with ONGC, okay, so this is the oil and natural gas. So you can, not this, just a second, compare with ONGC. So So you can see a complete reverse. So when it is going up, because the raw material, oil is raw material of crude. So generally you will find when this is going up, Asian Paint, at that time crude is falling. And when the crude ONGC, which is crude producer, started falling, the Asian Paints goes up. So thank you. Thank you. I have taken 3-4 minutes more, so I will hand it over to Vivek sir. So Vivek sir, it is all yours. I will go to mute mode, sir. Please take over from here. I will be there with, as a listener from now on, sir. Thank you, sir.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Good evening, everyone. Very glad again to join you guys for this weekend session. Um, Unfortunately, I had to join late, so I missed a fair bit of discussions which Shorodip had because I had to appear for an exam. SEBI has this mandate of appearing for an exam for all kind of people, so I was appearing for an exam before March end. Uh, All right, so now that Shorodip has already done his bit and talked about his understanding of the market, which I've told you guys a lot of times that Shorodip is very good in what he does and his understanding overall of the market is fairly good. He has done good job overall as someone who gives good understanding of market. I'm very glad that on a consistent basis, every Friday we get a decent number of club members. So the engagement has suddenly gone up, and I hope that you guys are finding value in this whole interactions which we are having on a daily basis. Two quick things. The whole objective of this interaction is not to give you stock tips or market view. The objective is to interact with you, give you a learning perspective that how we look at things so that you at some point of time should start making your own judgment on what you think market should do eventually. Before I start taking questions from some of you, let me just share an important question with, share an important observation, important point. Some of you who have been following me on Stockage Club and have been looking at my post and you know whatever post I gave and whatever observations I make and I share with you. Some of you have been asking me that, sir, how do you? Oh wow, I'm glad that 3-4 people have joined club recently. So how do you identify stocks? Now let me tell you the process which I follow to identify the stocks in probably 10 to 15 minutes, and then I will start taking your queries. Is my voice audible, all of you? Just give a round of confirmation if my voice is audible.
Yes, it is perfectly fine.
Okay, fantastic. Yeah, so I'll switch off my webcam for the ease of internet connection, and for the time being, I'm just keeping the video, the question window away so that I don't get distracted with the questions for the time being. So see, I'll tell you the process which I follow. So there are two things which I do every day at the end of the day. Okay. First thing, my template which I've designed for myself, and this is a template which I've designed and I keep on improvising the template. Okay. So you know this is a template which you know I've been following. The end of the day template goes something like this, and 2 hourly template which goes something like this. Okay, it's not a news for all of you who have been following me, who have seen my webinars. This is something which I've been continuously following, and obviously I keep on improvising them. So it's not that this is the end. there is regular improvisation which I have to do on my model also. So what I do is, I have created this watch list of all NSE 500 stocks. Okay, and this is a TradingView watch list which I have created. If you want, I can export this watch list and send it to all of you. So I can export this and I can save this as NSE 500, and I'll probably try to upload this in Stockage Club itself so that you guys can have access to it. So let's see if I can do that now. It's actually quite interesting feature. Let's see if we guys can use it. Okay, NSE 500. Where is it? Where did I save the file? Just a minute, please. Not able to locate the file, so let me just try and do it once again for you. Export the file, and on the desktop, NSE 500 file is there. So if I can import the desktop NSE 500. No, so maybe this particular file category is not getting imported, so it's a TXT file. So I will send I'll arrange something that you can get it. So what I do every day, and this is how probably we can also get out few stocks which may be of interest to us. So this is a sector-wise I have created. I think Shuradeep, you are still not on mute. So if you can just put yourself on mute. Yeah, better. Yeah. So what I do every day, and these are 500 charts which I see every day. Okay. If you have to identify stocks which could potentially give you some kind of a swing movement, then this is one thing which maybe after a point of time you would also like to do. So what I do is, every chart I just try to skim through the chart like this. So I mean, Webco India, obviously the RS has gone above zero, and super trend is also showing me positive in 2-hourly time frame. So this is an interesting stock, so I will mark this stock as a green stock. Okay, now let's go to Tata Motor. So Tata Motor is also RS is positive, and the stock is trading above its 55 period moving average, but the distance between the super trend and the price is very, very small. This encourages me. So this is also one stock I should keep as a radar. Ashok Leland, I just posted Ashok Leland in club. If you remember, this morning when I posted something in the club. Okay, where is the post? How do I get the post? So okay, let me just go inside me, and I've just posted one in club with respect to Ashok Leland. It's taking some time. So Ashok Leland is something which I posted. It looks to be interesting. At 115 I posted, so let's see where it goes. So why I posted, because clearly see that there is a decent level of uptrend getting built up in this stock. It has taken a support around 100-day moving average, and RS is still positive. So for me, this also becomes a green candidate. Okay, this one not very impressive. Tata Motor DVR. If I'm selecting Tata Motor, then DVR comes automatically. Sundaram Fastener, it's good. So this is also green. Balkrishna Industries. It's the only problem with this is the RS is still, although it's an uptrending RS, but RS is still below zero. All the moving averages are kind of above. So this is interesting. So let's mark this also. Minda Corporation, not really good. Apollo Tire, kind of good, not very bad. So we can actually mark this also. So Bajaj Auto was at some point of time, it was looking very impressive. So that's why I marked it as a green, but still needs to give that convincing price movement breakout. See what happens, that the super trend difference between the super trend price and the price is so low, and it is almost reversed, and the RS is more than zero. That means possibly this stock can give some kind of a momentum. This is the way you identify stocks when you are identifying a retracement. We have learned about breakouts because market has been in the breakout territory, but how to identify stocks which could potentially reverse from here? This is probably one system which you can look at. Okay, India, very strong stock. Now it is trading above for short-term moving average also. So one can look at this as well. Then you have TVS Motor, again, strong stock, could potentially give a movement from here. So by doing this, I need to do this today. So, every day I do this. And if there is any green one, which I think could actually move out of that green, then I remove it. So this whole exercise of 500 stocks, I do it regularly, so that potentially the stocks which could give any kind of major price movement are right there in front of me. You see, this is a green list which I have. So you can also start working on these. If not NSE 500, at least do it with NSE 200, because ultimately how to identify stocks which could give some kind of a breakout is only possible if you see a universe of stocks where some kind of a chart pattern is emerging, which will help you to participate in those stocks. So that's one style of identifying stocks. Okay, the other thing which I do is the scans in Stockage. So, and I want all of you to start creating your own scans also. So you go to my stockage, go to my combo scans, and there are certain scans which I have created. I can share with you these scans, or you can create your own scan also. Typically, the RS scan or the fundamentally strong stock with a good 52-week high zone. These are the stocks where these are the scans from where we can get good quality stocks. You put those stocks in your tracker in TradingView, and whenever on a 2 hourly basis you see some kind of a major uprise in those stocks, you participate in those stocks. Okay, so this model of looking at RS on a UD basis and trading on the basis of 2 hourly chart with trender being the support. So whenever you have any position, and if suppose super trend shows a negative direction, exit the stock. Whenever a stock is strong and super trend also shows the buying momentum, enter the stock. So people who have no understanding of what I'm saying, maybe they have not seen the webinar which I did. So I sincerely recommend everyone to look at the webinar which I have done, the Golden Strategy webinar. So you can search for me, and it's part of your club offering, so you don't have to pay extra money for this. Take advantage of this phenomenal repository of webinar which we have created for you. So if you go to Stockage, Elon Markets, and type for me Vivek Bajaj, you will see all the content which I have. You obviously will have to focus on the webinar. So you can actually go to webinar and search me here. So you can go to webinar and search for this beautiful person, Vivek Bajaj, and you will be able to get. So either you take the Hindi one, which I conducted day before yesterday, and or you can take the English one here. Okay, either of these two, because more or less the content is same. English is much more elaborate. Hindi was much more at a conceptual level. Okay, so depends upon what is your comfort zone. You can take this and you can start practicing the theory which I'm suggesting to all of you. Okay, let's start taking few questions. So okay, so Gagan bhai ka question lete hain. For long term invest, when to buy, when the stock is in falling trend, how important is the fundamental and technical for long term? Well, long term, Gagan bhai, is absolutely about fundamental. It's absolutely about the business, the growth which the company is showing, the potential which the management is showing to the company. Well, if you want to really invest in long term, then you have to read con call summaries. As a tool which is providing everything to everyone. We have this edge reports where we are creating a lot of case studies, con call summaries, etc. Go through all the con call summaries. You will get a very strong understanding of what kind of long-term vision the management is carrying, and accordingly you can participate in that vision as an investor. Radhakrishna is saying kindly mail us the sheet of Nifty 500. I'll do that. Swati, if you are there, in the webinar which I took, I mailed you 3 files: Nifty 500, Nifty 200, etc. If you can mail all of them. Okay, Manoj is saying, what is your view on PSU sector now? It is again started downward move. Yes, so PSU unfortunately has not planned exactly the way we would have wished. I was in fact very hopeful that PSUs will continue its very strong momentum. But if you are invested in PSU, Well, fortunately, my super trade gave a negative indication, so I was able to square up, but a little bit of loss was there, which is fine. It's part of the game. But I strongly feel that PSU should do good in current government regime. You have to do case by case. So, and if any sector is there which is doing good and PSU stock around that sector is doing good, then probably you would like to invest. So you have to be very, very selective. For example, State Bank of India should do good. Steel Authority of India should do good. But maybe other banks like Bank of Baroda, Bank of India probably will suffer for some more time. But don't go by that judgment of what will that sector do. Simply look at whether the sector is showing strength or not, and just follow the strength of the sector. Our theory of making a judgment fundamentally on a sector or a stock is actually very, very difficult theory. It's always better to be invested in a stock which is strong and not invest in stocks which are not strong. Love Aurora is saying, sir, I made 3,500 in Tata Steel after talking your webinar. Thank you. Oh, wow, fantastic. I'm very happy you made money. Don't give credit to me because it's your effort. You have made money because of yourself. Neither give credit to me and nor give debit to me ever. Credit debit kuch mera nahi hai. I am just trying to, we are just trying to teach you the right way, things which we have learned. We may also go wrong someday, but at least तब तक हमारा चल रहा है सिक्का, तब तक शायद आपका भी चलेगा. Mahendra Nath ji, hello Mahendra ji, कैसे चल रहा है? Mahendra ji saying, sir, I'm finding something a bit different from regular, or maybe it's the first time I'm observing. The current month Bank Nifty future is at a premium of nearly 400 points. Next month nearly 500 points, and far month nearly 600 points. Is it normal to have such a gap in? Mahendra, I guess you were not there in March last year. So typically in March this happens because March end may a lot of people square up their current position. So always the spread between two contracts behaves very erratically. Okay, Ramakrishna is saying stock near a 200 moving average may have RS negative. How do we go about it? Avoid, not right now. See, Ramakrishna ji, it's always advisable to invest in stocks which are RS positive and which are probably crossing 200 moving average, because then you get a more comfort that the possibility of that stock reversing goes high significantly. We can actually create a combo scan for this. So let's try to do a combo scan together. So the combo scan is say 200-day moving average plus RS. Yeah. So let's try to create the combo scan. Just 1 minute. Hello. अरे मेरा webinar चल रहा है, करता हूँ call back. So let's try to create this combination. So RS and 200-day moving average. So the RS which I prefer to use is increasing. Where is it? Increasing relative strength. That means for the last 3 days, RS has been increasing up. So this RS is RS 55, which I use, which is basically for the last 3 days, RS has been either it could be above zero or below zero, but it is at least increasing. So the trend of RS going up has already begun because of this RS increasing. Okay, and the other thing which we were discussing was moving average, right? So say moving average, 200 moving average. So close near 200-day moving average, okay, or close crossing 200-day moving average from below. Yeah. Yeah, this should be good. So these are the two things which we can look at. One is RS is increasing. Either the stock is closing near the 200-day moving average. Near is basically, I think, if I'm not wrong, it is 3% of around 3% here and there of moving average, 3 or 2%. Don't remember it exactly. We need to check it. You want to check it? Let's actually check it. So let's no leave it. Let's do it later. And close crossing 200 and moving average from below. So let's see which are the stocks which are coming. So there is no major stock which is satisfying this criteria. So let's see all NSE stocks. Do we get any stock here? No stock. So we have to liberalize the criteria. So let's do something. Let's remove this for the time being and close crossing 200 and moving average from below. Let's do this. Okay. So these are the stocks which we can see are there. So Uttam Galva Steel. So let's go to Uttam Galva Steel. So Uttam Galva Steel. Okay. So see, RS may be recovering for the last 3 days. I mean, it's a positive RS stock. What am I? Just a minute. Let me just. What is the increasing relative strength vis-a-vis the benchmark index? Yes. So RS is going up, but definitely RS is not more than zero. So still you can make an attempt in these stocks. Why? Because see, these are trading above all the moving averages, and RS is showing positive trend. Okay, this is yesterday's. This what we are seeing is scan output is yesterday's. Okay, not today's, because आज का तो अभी तक अपडेट नहीं हुआ है, तो ये कल का आउटपुट है. So the stock is उत्तम गलवा. So last 3 दिन से, मतलब yesterday छोड़ के अगर देखें, so 24 तारीख, 23 तारीख, 22 तारीख से ये स्टॉक ने पॉजिटिव आरएस दिया है और मूविंग एवरेज के ऊपर चल रहा है. तो आज क्या हुआ इसमें? आज ये स्टॉक 4.75% तेज हो गया. So let me just do the, oh, this, why is this two? Okay, let me do the candle कर लेते हैं, easy हो जाएगा थोड़ा. So कल ही देखिए इसने मूविंग एवरेजेस के ऊपर अपना क्लोज दिया है और आज ऑलरेडी ये स्टॉक 5% बढ़ गया. Let's see some other stock. Where is it? I think I just remove this. Innovative Think Lab. Okay, Innovative Think Lab क्या है? Let's see. Innovative Think Labs. Maybe these are all very Innovana Think Labs. Sorry, Innovana Think Labs. This looks like a very liquid counter. Nitin Fire. Let's see Nitin Fire. Nitin Fire. Oh, what are these stocks? These are very, so that's why I don't do all stocks. It's always preferable to do major stocks. So there is no major stocks, I guess, which is satisfying yesterday's condition. Let's do something. Let's also add 100-day moving average. उसको भी देखते हैं, ट्राई करके क्या आता है. एक सिंपल भी ऐड कर लेते हैं. लेट्स सी सिंपल में शायद आ जाए. So who's crossing simple day moving average from below? So let's see simple में कोई आ रहा है, नहीं आ रहा. Okay, let's try with 100 also. So you have to keep on trying these things and something may work for you. Okay. No, so we don't have any stock which is showing relative strength and which is crossing the 100 or 200-day moving average. So maybe you can track this for some time and see if you will be able to find out any stock for this. Mahendranath is asking anything to infer from this high premium of futures. No, don't infer anything, because as I said, March end is typically like that. So let March end go away and see what the spread does next week. Nitish is saying that, sir, I've attended your webinar, just need clarification for super trend setting. Should we take 10-2 or 10-3? Also, you suggested for RSI for 50-50. Please clear again for RS and RSI setting. Oh, that's see, super trend 10-2, 10-3 doesn't make too much of a difference. Let's see what difference it makes if I do. So right now it's 10-3. Okay, suppose I change this to 10-2. Yeah, so 10. Okay, so you can. So I use default 10-3 in stockage. Also, we have done 10-3, but see, if you change this 10 to 15, not much difference will come. Okay, a slight change will be there, so that doesn't make much of a difference. But obviously ATR multiplier works. So if you want to keep it closer, you can make it 2.5, 2 or 3, but I'm using 3, so it doesn't matter much, because ultimately if you follow the same system for a longer period of time, every system works fine, just that you need to follow it consistently. You can't change the system in the middle. As far as RSI and RS is concerned, I've told a lot of times that RS 55. Why I'm using 55? Because it's okay, it has suited me. There are some people who are using 60 also, some people like Pramal who are using 123. Everyone has their own style. So I'm using 55 and RSI above 50. Why RSI above 50 is that a buying momentum is confirmed if RSI is above 50. And a selling momentum is confirmed if RSI is below 50. Very simple. And this was taught by Sorodeep only to me. He only introduced this concept to me and I found it to be logical. that if I see both RS and RSI together, I get a very strong momentum understanding in a stock. Stock near 200-day moving average may have RS negative. Oh yeah, of course it can have. Oh, sorry, I have already answered this question. Sorry. Took Godrej Consumer after stockage report. It is above breakout level of 707. Looks good. It seems okay. Let's see. Let's see. Yeah, Godrej Consumer. Even I saw that stock a few days ago. एक बार वापस से देखते हैं बहुत टाइम हो गया इसको देखे. Okay, so the only problem with this stock that अभी तक RS इसका, so RS is trending up, which is like last 3 days से RS is going up, which is good. और super trend भी इसमें positive हो गया, तो I think this stock should be good. और ये already अपने moving averages के ऊपर चल रहा है, तो this stock should be good. And today see there is a significant buying volume which has happened. This green candle again, this also I learned from Pramal Bhai, that this green is super buying, and then these pinks are these pink colors. These are pink, right? These are pink colors which are selling, and blue is actually buying. So this is very significant. And now if you can add delivery, so today's delivery data is not updated yet, but if you see delivery, if there is a delivery which has happened, then it's a great trade to look at. It's a very good observation, Rajiv Bhai. It's a good observation, yeah. Acha, Manish is saying, I am new to the platform, attending for the first time. Oh, most welcome, Manish Bhai. Very happy to have you as part of the Stockage Club family. I would suggest, Manish Bhai, please look at the webinars, maybe a bit, 1 or 2 more sessions which we have done earlier. You'll get a very good understanding of what kind of interactions we are having and what market has done after we have interacted. Okay, Saran is asking, sir, finding regular webinars and many strategies, especially in RSI and RSI, many indicators as a trader and short-term players. How do I prepare myself to adapt in 1 or more points to watch a chart while in the live market? Saran, you have a very valid point, and you have a problem which is a very valid problem, that so many webinars, etc. I'm seeing, and ultimately I have to get comfortable with something, right? And it will take some time. Sure, it will take some time. Maybe if you religiously do what we are asking you to do, probably in a year's time, you will become definitely independent, and you will have your own set of model to trade the market. So yes, it takes time. It is not, doesn't come overnight, and we can't feed you with the medicine that you will be able to do it. So you do what we are asking you to do, and you will become independent for sure. So please explain, John is asking, so please explain how to identify stocks for option selling. Well, I did this face-to-face with Pran Kataria. So I think probably you would like to see that face-to-face, John, because he did touch about what kind of strategy he follows. I would say that if you want to sell options, I don't do option selling. My team does, because I run a large prop desk, so I don't personally trade option selling. I'm more of a cash market guy. And that too, that I trade limited in cash market. Maybe I trade only 15 times in a month, not every day. But option selling, what my team does is they try to figure out range of a stock, or if they see a trend of a stock. So you can use RS for that. So if any stock which has a negative RS, you may like to sell call option, and if a stock which has positive RS, you may like to sell the put option. So I mean, you can try these and see if it works for you or not. Maybe I'll also ask my team to figure out if there is any model which we can suggest to you guys. Okay, Manoj is saying, just repeating my earlier request to introduce one combo for companies who have been increasing dividend for the last 10 years. It will be helpful for investment purpose. Yes, I take your point, Manoj bhai. We have been working on few more things on the fundamentals. So kindly bear with us. Definitely, this is definitely there in my pipeline. Do you think market will continue the sideways downwards further? Well, I've been tweeting about it, and I'm finding that market 14,250 looks to be a decent short-term support. Or the worst which I see market going is 13,500. I'm not seeing a very placid need of some kind of a disaster in market.
Because yeah, COVID is there, second wave is coming, everything is worrisome. But my only submission is that anyways, market valuation is very high. Market is expensive. Why is expensive? Because of the liquidity thing. And if COVID comes back again, interest rates will go down further, which will again bring more liquidity into the system, and market will continue to be there or it will go up. So I'm not expecting fireworks in the market in terms of both going up or going down. I think market has to stay here for some time, maybe 13,500 to 15,500. The broader range of 10 to 15% for the market for this year, and then depending upon how the earnings play out or how the other aspects play out, market will give some kind of a breakout. Which indicator do you use for relative strength? Abram is asking that. So Abram, I use an indicator called, if you look at TradingView, you go to indicator TradingView. So there's a new indicator which Mr. Bharat Trader has developed called relative strength of a stock by Bharat Trader. So I'm using that and I'm changing the parameter to 55. Okay, Airtel. So yeah, Airtel. Let's see Airtel. Let's sorry. Yeah. So see, this stock should do something. It is due for some kind of an action. Okay. The action most likely should be on the upside only. Okay. It is due for an action. I'm not saying that it will act immediately, but it is due for an action because last time when it went up, it gave a good movement. But you know, these telecom stocks are very, very prone to regulatory news, actions, or changes. So it's very difficult to play a sustainable rally in these kind of stocks. So if you already have it, there's a fair bit of congestion here between 520 and 540. So this 20 rupees is a highly congested zone. So this stock will probably give a big rally after it crosses 550. So maybe super trend will give us positive indication now. We may continue to hold it above 200-day moving average. So this is 200-day moving average is 518. So I would suggest that above 518, it's fine to hold it. Otherwise, I'll probably sell it because overall it is underperforming the market, and super trend is also giving me a negative indication. You should never be worried about selling. Selling is something which should come naturally inside you, that okay, chuck off, leave it, it's not happening. Okay, unable to save in my template after relogin. Not sure, is it because of TradingView feature? Can we have someone from your prop trading desk in one of the live sessions? Okay, that's interesting. So let me just try to work that out if one of my traders can be there. Okay, in Stockage. Okay, so in Stockage, it's not getting template after relogin. So Stockage template gets saved as per instrument. So on your mobile, the template will be different. On your website, the template will be different. So that's why probably if you're using two different platforms, then at times this could happen. We're working on improving things further. But once I have saved the template on my desktop, I have not seen much problem there. Once I have saved it on desktop as well as on my mobile phone, but still I'll get it checked. Rajiv is saying most of the Adani stocks are super up because of the Modi effect. Very honestly, Rajiv ji, I'll tell you, just stay away from all these judgments. As a serious market participant, you should just talk the language which market is asking you to talk, not what the media is asking you to talk. All these CNBCs and Twitter medias, they will put so much of useless information in your mind that you will create biasness. Better you just look at stocks, see the strength, and if you believe that strength is there, then you just continue invested in those stocks. And you know, we are talking about momentum investing. We are not talking about value investing. Momentum investing is कि जब तक momentum है तब तक चले रहिए. मोमेंटम जिस दिन खत्म हो गया उस दिन बाय बाय कर दीजिए स्टॉक को, वो चाहे मोदी जी के कारण हुआ, चाहे गांधी के कारण हुआ, चाहे अडानी के कारण, इट शुड नॉट मैटर यू, प्राइस इज अ प्राइस, हाउ डज इट मैटर कि वो प्राइस किसको बिलोंग करता है. Which indicator to use in TradingView for relative strength? Abram, I've already replied to this. Please kindly see my webinar. It's part of your Stockage Club package. You should see this to take advantage of that. Okay, Ashok, I got your point. I will definitely look at this. So I hope it was useful session from me. Maybe some things which I repeated for benefit of everyone, but I guess it was something which was needed, and I love interacting with you guys every Friday. I don't know how do you feel, but it's a high point in my life whenever I come here, talk to you guys, because I strongly feel that there is so much both of us can give to each other, and let's be focused on learning. Let's try to reach that ultimate zone of success where we start feeling happy and get into the zone of peaceful trading, because market may you can do peaceful trading with a very strong mindset, with a strong rule, with a strong temperament. It's just that you have to get out of that noisy environment around you. All these CNBCs of the world or Twitters of the world, they will create so much of biasness around you that you will get frustrated. I have recently posted something on Twitter. Do have a look at it, like that post, that why watching news channel actually may creates a lot of unproductivity for individual trader. So I hope it was a good session. See you again next Friday. And anyways, I'm there on the platform. And if you guys are not active on the platform, please reconsider, because the platform is phenomenal and a lot of people are finding benefit in this platform. Thank you so much for your time and your patience. Thank you, Shurodeep, for the attention. And as usual, Swati, for being such a lovely host. Bye-bye.
Thank you,
Good
sir.
night. Have a great
Good
weekend.
night, sir.
Thank you, sir. Good night.